50% output.
No way! Ready? Play! Take! Take! Nail thrust! Take! Take! Photon! Deadly shot! Take! Power take! Cyclone! Take!
It looks like it is over.
This is good. No way! Rising ready! No way! Rising! Tiger Blade! Rising Falcon!
Are you okay?
First Rising Falcon! Ready? Healing Circle! Rising Falcon! That was just warming up.
One fight after another. Are you okay?
Rising Falcon! No way! No way! Photon!
Evil doesn't...
This is gonna be a piece. No way!
Help is on the way. Nurse! Force seal!
Tiger Flame! Hurricane! Demonic Circle!
Photon! Was that a bit too much? You're in the world of hurt.
Rising up! Take! No way!
Photon!
Take! 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 No way! Take! Take!
Ready? Ray!
Take! Take! No way! Take! Tiger! I was just warming up.
Not much investment.
First place! Tiger Flame! Demonic Circle!
We won. You're in for a world of hurt.
No way!
No way!
Ready? Run!
Ready? Healing circle!
Sword Blade! Power King! Demonic Circle! Power King! Just warming up.
Output should be sufficient.
Deadly destruction! Rising Falcon! Demonic Circle!
Help is on the way.
Devastation! Healing Circle!
Just as I expected. This is gonna be a piece of cake! No way!
Stay shield!
Sword Blade! Demonic Circle!
Healing Circle!
No way! Tiger Blade! Alright!
Output.
No way!
Rising Falcon!
Do already.
No way!
Hurricane Thrust!
No way!
Sword Blade! Demonic Circle!
Help is on the way.
Healing Circle! No way!
Tiger Blade! Hurricane Thrust! Alright!
Not much of a specimen.
Healing Circle!
No way! Tiger Blade! Spirit! Tiger Blade! Sword Blade! Hurricane! Demonic Circle!
Oh, over already? Not much of a specimen.
No way!
Punish.
Take! Like the take! Tiger blade! Take! Thrust! Take! Take! Tiger blade! Take! Tiger blade! Ray!
Ray!
Take! 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 I was just warming up.
You're into a world of...
No way!
Thrust! Punish. Healing circle! No way!
Take! Take! Tiger blade! Like that! Take! Rising
Ah!
Take! Tiger blade! Ready?
First aid!
Take! Sword blade! Hurricane thrust! Demonic circle! Take!
Powers! Hurrah!
All right! This is gonna be a piece of cake!
Ready? Dual
Rising mountain!
Endless destruction!
Take! Sword blade! Hurricane! Tiger blade! Take!
Do not bother us. You're into a world of hurt.
Devastating!
Ready?
Thrust! Force seal!
Are
you okay? First aid! Thrust!
Ready?
First aid!
Hurricane thrust! Take!
We won. Not much of a specimen.
No way!
No way!
Are you okay?
First aid!
Rising mountain! Take!
Serpent! Force seal!
Take! Take! Sword blade! Hurricane! Demonic circle!
Ready?
Ray!
You're kidding me.
Take! Sword blade! Hurricane!
Do not bother us.
This is gonna be a piece. I was just warming up.
Not much of a specimen.
Barrier.
We won.
This is gonna be a piece.
No way! Devastation! Dueling Blitz! Ready?
Tiger Demonic Circle! Demonic Circle! Tiger! I was just warming up. This is gonna be a piece of cake. No way! Taste like that.
Dueling Blitz!
Are you okay?
First aid!
Tiger Blade! Taste! Tiger Blade! Tiger Blade! Taste! All right.
One fight after another.
No way!
Devastation!
Hurricane thrust!
No way!
No way!
Endless
Take! No way! Take! Okay.
Help is on the way.
Healing circle!
All right. This is good. No way.
Do not bother us. You're in for a world of hurt.
Rising Falcon! Take! Tiger! Take! Tiger! Hurricane Thrust! Photon! Take! Rising Falcon! No way! Take! Take! That was just warming up.
% output
No way!
should be sufficient.
Take! Photon! Take! Tiger Blade! Hurricane Blade! Tiger Blade! Take! Tiger Blade! Like that! Take! Take! Tiger Blade! Ready? Ray! Take! Take! No! Take! You picked the wrong guy to... This is the sword Yggdrasil struck me with.
Could this be the Eternal Sword?
No way! Nobody'd leave a sword that important in a place like...
How about we take it to Heimdall and show it to the Elder?
Good idea. That way we'd know for sure.
You have not the right.
Ow! What happened?
A waste of effort.
Yggdrasil.
The Eternal Sword cannot be touched by those who lack the right.
The right?
He must be talking about the pact with Origin. That's the sword Yggdrasil tricked Origin into giving him.
You really are a pathetic bunch. It matters not. Origin is under Kratos' seal, either way. It is impossible for you to wield that sword. And without the power of the Eternal Sword, you cannot reunite the worlds. Your journey is futile.
Futile? You're the one who's making futile attempts to bring back the dead. Besides, what does splitting the world in two even have to do with that?
The worlds still exist only because they were separated into two.
No, it's because of being split in two that there's not enough mana, and countless people are suffering.
Think for a moment. Why is there a shortage of mana? Well, what do you think, my fellow kinsman?
Me? Because the development of Magi technology resulted in a large consumption of mana?
Yes, and that Magi technology led to a great war. War consumes an abhorrent amount of mana.
Don't change the subject. There's a mana shortage because you won't let the Great Seed germinate.
I am not changing the subject. Even if the giant tree were to be revived, another war would make it wither and die. Wars are caused by two opposing forces. That is why I split the world in two, to isolate the powers that caused that foolish Karlan war into the worlds of Silverant and Tethe'alla.
By alternating between prosperity and dearth, the development of Magi technology is subdued. So that was your plan.
Although at the moment, Tethe'alla has prospered for a little too long.
You're lying. You're sacrificing the Great Seed just to save Martel.
That's right. The same way you abandoned the declining world of Silverant in order to save Colette.
That's...
What you're doing is exactly the same.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not! Lloyd isn't like you!
What?
Lloyd is looking for a way to save both Colette and the world! You're a coward who gave up!
It is the same thing. I am trying to create a world without discrimination. That is the way to save the world.
A world without discrimination? That's...
People fear and hate what is not normal. They are scared of those that are different. Then the solution is for everyone to become the same. By using the X-spheres to eliminate the different bloods that flow through elves and humans. Everyone on this earth will become the same lifeless beings. Discrimination will vanish. That is the grand age I strive for.
Everyone? The same?
Yes, Desions and Crucius both exist for this purpose. The conflicts between the races born from discrimination will disappear, Genus.
People will stop treating us differently? Really?
Genus, don't fall for it. Think about how the X-spheres are made. They're made at the cost of people's lives. Don't you see what's wrong with that?
With revolution comes sacrifice. If you cannot understand that, then you deserve to die with the others. However, first, you'll hand over the Chosen.
No, I won't let you!
You have no choice. I'll show you the meaning of true power. Perish!
Ready? Healing circle!
That's all. Perish!
Rising belt!
Help is on the way. Nurse! I call upon the envoy from the dark.
That's all.
I summon thee. Come, Shadow!
That's all.
Ready?
Nurse!
Perish!
Guardian Seal! What's this?
Perish! Colette!
Now!
Lord Yggdrasil! You little vermin! You may be one of us, but you shall pay for your treachery!
What?
Lord Yggdrasil,
Phronema, why are you here?
Sir, new activity in regards to that certain matter has...
Understood. Not always is there a way to save everyone. Remember that. Lloyd, the path you seek is nothing but an illusion.
Why did he let us go?
It can't be. It can't be.
What's wrong, Genus?
Nothing.
Lloyd, we must free Colette as quickly as possible.
Right. Let's head back for now. My body! I can't move!
Do you want to meet your father?
Huh? What have you done with my dad? Kratos? The renegades in Crucius are enemies, aren't they? So why...
Quiet. Of course, the drug should have everyone sleeping soundly.
Drug? Where's my dad? If you've done anything to my dad, I'll tear every last one of you to pieces!
Now, is that the way to act when you're about to meet your father for the first time?
So it was you. You were the assassin who tried to kill me at Haima.
Kratos, if you value your son's life at all, do as we say.
What are you talking about?
Release Origin's seal. Otherwise, Lloyd will die right here.
No. Kratos can't be my dad. I can't believe that. I won't believe that.
How does it feel to have your own son reject you like that? I'd guess from your attitude you don't plan on releasing Origin. If that's the way it's going to be, then you'll just have to die.
One move and your son dies.
You changed once you got a family, just like that time 15 years ago.
What?
If she hadn't been together with you, she would have never turned out like that. Such an unfortunate woman.
Don't mock my mom. Kratos?
Are you all right? Good.
Ah!
Lloyd, what's wrong?
What am I supposed to believe?
Lloyd, calm down.
It's not true. Kratos can't be. The man who betrayed us and made you suffer. He couldn't possibly...
Lloyd, don't lose sight of who you are. No matter who your parents are, no matter your background, you're still you.
I'm... me?
You're the one who told me that no matter what I look like, even if I become an angel, I'm still me. And don't forget, Kratos saved you.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks. But I still can't call you Dad.
Lloyd.
I hate what Crucius does. Too many people have died. People from Silveron, people from Tethe'alla, Desians and renegades and members of Crucius. They're all victims. I refuse to accept the idea that it's okay to sacrifice people for a cause. It's not okay to lose any life. No life should be born for the sole purpose of dying. I won't sacrifice the world to save Colette. I'm not giving up until I find a way for everyone to live.
Wow, that was an amazingly corny speech. Congratulations!
Mythos?
Did you think I didn't notice what was going on? How pathetic. I had Pronema keep tabs on Kratos, since it seemed he was leaking information to Lloyd's group.
Damn it! Yggdrasil! How the hell did you find out?
What?
That was a pretty amusing scheme you had going. Hard to believe those filthy renegades that were always getting in my way were actually led by you. If it weren't for my sister's wishes to spare your life, I'd kill you right now.
Stop it! What are you...
What's going on?
Mythos! So it's true.
What's true? That you shouldn't have trusted me? Good guess, Genus. Because I didn't trust you either.
Mythos saved me.
Shut up!
Mythos saved me. Mythos. How could you do that? You even risked your life to save her.
Mythos, why? Why are you doing this? How could you hurt Tabitha and Altessa? You got along so well with them.
Tabitha. That doll looks so disturbingly like my sister. I never could stand her. She's a failed vessel who couldn't accept my sister's soul. Just looking at her makes me sick.
You little bastard! How dare you betray my best friend!
Lloyd, stop! Please, you're both my friends.
Lord Yggdrasil, your wounds are not yet healed. Please, leave this to the angels.
All right.
Out of the way!
Another
Field barrier!
Are you okay?
God, away! Ready? Acuteness!
What happened? That's it? I was just getting started.
No life should be born for the sole purpose of dying? What do you think those extras are that you're using?
Who is it? Come on in.
Lloyd, did I wake you? It's snowing outside.
I was wondering why it was so cold.
Yeah, it's really cold.
You sure sound happy.
Yeah, I mean, I can actually tell it's cold. I'm so happy.
That's right. You couldn't feel things like that just a little while ago, huh?
Say, Lloyd, if you don't mind the cold, do you want to go for a little walk?
Sure.
Look! You can see out over the city. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Lloyd, do you remember what Kratos said?
What was it?
He said we can throw the X-Spheres away at any time. But right now, we need to carry the burden of the hopes and dreams of the victims and fight on their behalf.
That. That was when we saw X-Spheres being made at the human ranch in Silverant.
He was talking about your mother, wasn't he?
But he works willingly for the boss of the guy responsible for turning my mom into a monster.
I don't think that's true. Kratos saved us over and over again. And he protected you too, Lloyd.
Yeah, but...
And so, I'm sure he cares about both you and your mother. He's a wonderful father, don't you think?
Is that why you brought me out here? To tell me that?
Yeah, I guess that was part of it.
Thanks, but it's okay. I'm not really shocked about the fact that he's my father anymore.
But
Origin seal?
I'm sorry for bringing it up. But if he unleashes all the mana from his body, then not even he could...
I know. No one knows if he'll survive or not.
And that's why we need to find a way to release Origin without Kratos losing his life. Just like the way you saved me.
Colette?
I'm sure everyone will understand, okay? Please?
Thanks, Colette. But I look at it this way. Kratos has his reasons for siding with Mythos. And I want to hear what those are. Anything else I do is going to wait until after that.
You're going, aren't you? To Darius Karlon.
Yeah. I plan to go after we check on Altessa's condition tomorrow. I don't agree with Mythos' vision. I have to prevent it from happening. I'm going to fight him.
Is it okay if I come a little closer?
Sure.
I don't want to see this beautiful scenery ruin the way Silverant was.
I won't let that happen.
This time, we're going to protect it, right?
Yeah. Do you know the 7th Dwarven vow?
The one you hate the most, right?
Goodness and love will always win. I really hope that's true.
Are you worried? Then, take this.
What's this?
It's a charm. A Flanor snow bunny. They say it brings good luck. I had them take one to Altessa earlier. And this one's for you.
Thanks.
Lloyd, we're all with you. Now that you have a charm, too, everything will work out okay.
Yeah, you're right. Guys, how's Altessa?
Well, he managed to pull through. Some dudes from Mizuho were hanging out there to guard him, so everything is alright.
Good. I need to speak with everyone. The world is never gonna change if we just wait for Crucius to make the next move, right? So this time, we're going to strike them first.
Well, so you're finally ready to do it. We're gonna raid Crucius.
Yeah, I have 2 objectives. Prevent the establishment of Mythos' new age, and release Origin.
But if you release Origin, what about Kratos?
I don't really know yet. We don't know for certain that he'll actually die. We also don't know if he'll side with us or not. We don't have the time to worry about things we're not sure of.
What do you intend to do about the Eternal Sword? Even if you break Origin's seal, you can't wield it, remember? And I doubt either Genus or I would be able to handle a sword.
Don't worry about that. I've got it covered.
What are you talking about?
Why do you think I can use magic swords? I received magic injections with the latest in Tethe'alla technology. In other words, I'm a human with elven blood in me. That should work, shouldn't it?
Then I guess this will be the final battle.
Understood. Let us end this.
For the sake of uniting the worlds.
Yeah, I'll do my best too.
Colette, I need you to stay behind.
Why?
They want you as Martel's vessel. We'll have either Mizuho or the renegades hide you.
If that's what you want. No, I'm going too.
But
I get it. You don't think you can protect her. That is so sad.
what did you say?
Don't worry, Colette. I, the great Zelos, swear to protect you.
Zelos!
Take her along, Lloyd. They're gonna be after her no matter where she is. You ought to know that by now. Be a man! Show her what you're made of!
Wow, we actually have the same opinion for once. Sorry, Lloyd, but I agree with Zelos this time.
All right. Colette will come with us, okay?
Thank you, Lloyd. And everyone else, too.
Does Tethe'alla really have a technology like that?
It sure does, for some weird reason. All right, let's go kick some Crucius butt, Lloyd.
Zelos, I trust you.
What are you talking about? Well, of course I can understand that you're counting on me. Just place your faith in me.
Faith, huh? I hope so.
Yeah, come on, let's go! Leave this to me.
Leave it to you? What are you gonna do?
I figured something like this might happen, so I prepared a little something the last time we were here. Colette, come here for a second.
Huh? Oh, okay.
Good work, Chosen. Now, bring her to me.
Sure thing.
Zelos!
What the hell are you doing?
Oh, shut up. I'm just putting myself on the winning side. What you're trying to do is hopeless and meaningless. What's the big deal? Colette wanted to be a sacrifice, remember?
Zelos, you traitor!
Oh, give it a rest, Lloyd. Did you forget what I said in Flanor? I side with the strongest.
Betray you? How amusing. Zelos was our spy from the very beginning. Isn't that right, Zelos?
Is that true?
It's not true, is it? Please say that she's lying.
I side with the strongest. It was a simple matter of weighing the renegades, Crucius, and all of you.
You were leaking information to the renegades too? I can't believe you! You were always a pervert, but I never doubted that you were a good person when it came down to it.
Why, thank you, my sweet, voluptuous honey. But in the end, I choose this side, because Mythos promised to release me from my fate as a chosen of Mana.
You hate being the chosen so much that you would betray your friends?
Oh yeah, I do. It's because of that title that my life has been a total joke. I can't stand it. I can't wait for Celeste to become the chosen instead.
You're lying. I still trust you, you hear me? You're the one that told me I could trust you.
What are you, stupid? Let's get going, Lady Pranima.
Lloyd! Lloyd! Lloyd!
Disappear unto nothingness.
Everyone! What are you doing here?
We'll explain later. Here they come.
Damn! Regroup! I will bid you for good!
Barrier! Thunderblade! Wanna charge? All right! Indignation! Away! Healing circle!
Here we go! Dragon Dance!
Demonic circle!
Eagle Fall!
Ray! Cyclone! Go! Prism Star!
Eagle Fall! Good!
Get him! Gravity Well!
Good! Nope! Wait!
Ready? Field Barrier!
Hurricane!
Ready? Acuteness!
No way!
Never thought they'd be so powerful.
That was pathetic.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Why are you all here?
We received a message saying that you were about to head to the final battle. Right now, you must hurry and save Colette.
Right. Be careful.
And you as well.
Is it still active?
Looks like it. Let's go.